Okay, how the hell are ya? My lens is really dirty. One of these days, I'm gonna notice that before I hit record. Yeah, I've got ribbons in my hair. What are you gonna do? It's my new thing. My ear's like feeling weird today. It's like it's like partially clogged. Like it kind of feels like when you're going down the highway and someone cracks a window. It's that like, it kind of feels like that. And it's really annoying. And that happens to me at least once a year. Allergies. Hoping it doesn't get worse, because one year I had to take a steroid. Just got this in the mail yesterday. Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched skin tint. I think it's too dark for me, but I'm interested in trying it. So let's see. Let's do it. Oops. Together. Oh, okay. It's not that bad. It's like a little yellow, but it's sheer. It smells really freaking good. Oh my god. Anyway, I've got some errands to run today, and I've got some things to do. I've been just really busy with making ceramics and designing apparel. You guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram or TikTok, maybe you don't know. And if you don't, it's like, why? But also, that's okay. Maybe you're not addicted to your phone like me. And good for you. But anyway, I launched my website. I've got apparel and tote bags and hats. And I just launched more yesterday. So I'll link my store in the description. Soon there will be ceramics on it, but the ceramics take a lot longer to make. And I'm working on like, I don't want to drop just like one thing at a time, like a mug, whatever. I'm trying to like create a bunch of things and then launch them all at once. So I'll keep you posted on that before I, launch it. But it's going to be like probably a couple more weeks. And then I go back to Philly in 2 weeks. Why am I always going somewhere? Why is the girl with like agoraphobia, the homebody, the one with, the anxious flyer, why am I always bebopping around? Why am I always zipping around the country? How did I get here? How did I get to this life? Wasn't my doing, or was it? I don't know. Somewhere along the line I made a wrong turn. Anyway, I just got back from Tahoe, which was nice, but it's like I usually try and space out like I at least need 6 weeks between trips, because it takes me a while to get like readjusted. Like I literally wasn't even anxious in Tahoe, and then when I came home I was so anxious. And I think I just like, when I'm gone, I have this like low level anxiety that just is like there the whole time, and then when I come home it like all just comes to the surface, and then it like takes me a while to like readjust back to my routine. And I just did another medication shift. If you guys remember, I talked about how I'm switching from Prestique back to my old medication, Cymbalta, and that's like a whole thing, because I gotta do it like slowly to make sure everything's good, and also to, kind of mitigate side effects. Oh, I'm gonna spray this. I can't, everyone raves about Juliet Has a Gun, not a perfume. I can't smell it, but I can smell the super dose one. And oh my god, I love it so much. It's so like unique and like woody. I saw like on Fragrantica people were saying it smells like motor oil, and I'm like, first of all, no it doesn't. Second of all, so what if it does? Since when is that a bad smell? It's like we don't like the way a mechanic shop smells. I think it's delightful. So yeah, I did the final increase to like my max dose on Cymbalta. It's not the max dose, but it's the dose that I was always on that like worked the best for me. So we're there, and then we did another drop down on the Prestique, and so there'll probably be 2 more decreases on the Prestige until I'm off. And so far it's going well. I did the second shift yesterday, and so I don't really feel, I feel slightly off, but usually it's like day 2, and so today's day 2, so maybe like by later I might be feeling a little withdrawal-y, so I'm not like looking forward to that. But I do take fish oil, so if you're like having like a medication journey like this, fish oil, unless you're vegan, I don't know what the alternative is, you'll have to look it up, but I read it like when I was coming off of Cymbalta years ago, which is a hard medication to come off of. I was like reading these like medical journals and stuff, and fish oil was one of the ones that was like scientifically proven to help mitigate those like brain zaps. And so I've been taking it, and I really haven't had brain zaps. There's some withdrawal symptoms, but they're not that bad, and they don't last very long. So yeah, but I just feel like off. I don't know if it's my ear or the medication or both, but yeah, I'm nervous. And I'm nervous because like I'm doing all this, you know, and I'm going home in 2 weeks, and like flights, and it's for my brother's wedding, and I'm in the wedding, so there's like more, you know, just there's just pressure, it's obligation. It's like, I don't know, so I'm nervous, but there's just never, it's like, I was like, oh well, maybe I'll wait till after, but then it's Christmas, and then after that it's like my wedding. It's like, I'm just, there's always something, you just got to do it. And so I think in 2 weeks everything will be like settled, at least. I'm just hoping like the Cymbalta holds, you know, it's holding, like as we keep decreasing the Prestige, that the Cymbalta keeps me afloat. So far so good. I have noticed with the Cymbalta, and I'm even more excited that we just increased the dose, because I've noticed that my OCD has been quieter. Quiet. And that's great news, because Cymbalta was always so good for my OCD, and I don't think that Prestige was as good for my OCD. So I'm excited about that, and just hoping for the best. I don't feel like doing a whole thing, but I feel like when my hair is pulled back like this, I need makeup. Otherwise, I just look like an egg. But yeah, I've been like really keeping myself busy just with like the ceramics. I've been working a lot in the garage. I'm doing like pretty much all hand building right now. I'm so into it, which is interesting because I wasn't into it before when I was doing ceramics. I was exclusively a wheel thrower. And now I'm kind of like exclusively hand building, and I'm just really enjoying it. Oh, I'll show you one of the things I'm making. So this is bad. I'm just telling you right now, this isn't good. This was the first thing I made. So I had this like vision where I want to make these cake jewelry boxes, and I just have perfume samples in here, of course. Like you can see the colors are just kind of muddy, like it's not great, and like the icing, you know, no, it's cute. Like I made this for me and I'm happy with it, but I don't want to like sell this, but I want to sell these like in a collection of these. So I've been working on these to death, and I think I finally, so here's the deal, is like this is like a gray clay, and that's why like the colors aren't good, and like the pink I used isn't the best for this. Anyway, so I've been making so many prototypes of that until I like get the perfect one, and I did that the other day, and it's being fired right now. And I envision doing them in like different colors, but here's the thing. So I did this icing just like by hand, and then I had the idea, I made like a bunch of slip, which is just like watery clay essentially, and I made it into like an icing texture, and then I've been piping it from like an icing piper onto the cakes, and it looks like legit cake, and I'm so excited. So I just made like the prototype that I like the size and the shape, and I made like stencils for it so that I can cut them out of like the slabs and make them the same size. each time. And I used like a white clay this time, and so my studio that I go to now is a different studio than I was at before, and it's a different firing temperature, so it's a high fire studio, and my other one was mid fire, and the higher the temp, the darker the colors come out, the harder it is to get those like pastels or bright colors. So that's what's been like hard, because you know I love the bright colors, the pastels, and so it's been like an adjustment. But then I saw like on like the shelf the other day, there were these like baby pink cups, and I was like I need this. This is the color. And so I like texted my friend Christine, who goes to that studio too, and I feel like she just knows everybody. I sent them to her and I was like, who are these? And she was like, oh, I think it's this girl. Sent me her Instagram. I DM'd her. I was like, I have to know. I creeped on her. I was like, I saw these cups. What's the glaze? She told me, and I bought it. Anyway, so I'm very excited. I'm also making some mugs. I have like 2 mug ideas, so there'll be like 2 different mug types. And then I have plates in my mind, like little like dessert plates, little snack plates. I'm thinking of selling them like as a set of 4. And so I've only made 4. It takes so long. So I haven't gotten the samples for the new designs I made yet, but I have some samples from the first drop I did last week. And I think they turned out really good, and I'm really excited. Anyway, so I've got some errands to run. I have to go to Joanna Fabrics to return. I bought this like little, because I have this like, idea to make like seashell stuff. Like put seashells on like vases, and like I'm making, one of my mugs has like a seashell on it. I have this like mold where I like press the clay into it and it's like a seashell. I think it's technically like for candy making. Anyway, so there was like this silicone mold at Joann's that had like little seashells in it, and so I got it to do like different kinds of seashells. And that's too flimsy. I can't, like when I push the clay in it, when I take it out, it like bends and it's just all wrong. So I need to return that. And then I'm like really into bows right now. I got a bow one, but I ordered this one online. It's like firmer. And I think I want to make like a mug with bows on it, like 3D bow, pink bows. Like, I want that mug. Do you want that mug? Yeah, I'm really into ballet core right now. Look at these shoes. I literally just got them, and they're like, I've been wearing them to death every day. They don't smell. Okay. Yet. These shoes were a gift. I actually have not been shopping at all. Minus like things for like ceramics and stuff. And even then I'm like really choosy. But like, I haven't bought new makeup. I haven't bought new clothes. Like, I kind of feel like alive because I just feel like I have a new outlook. I know I told you guys like I was having some like financial scaries and just trying to get myself out of that and trying to be responsible, and I have been, and it feels really good. Yeah, and it's like exciting that I'm like, I'm using products I have. I'm using up things. I'm shopping my closet. I'm shopping my stash. It's like I just don't, like, I have too much stuff. I don't need more stuff. And it's like we all like to shop sometimes, right? There's nothing wrong with buying things sometimes, but I just didn't need to like always be buying things. So that's what's going on. Things are like good. Things are feeling good right now. Still scary, but like I feel like I've really thrown myself into like this work and like my art and stuff, and I feel like I'm getting a piece of myself back that I feel like I had lost for years during COVID, and that's just great. Anyway, okay, makeup's on. Just a little something. I think I like the Bobbi Brown. I hope it doesn't break me out. We'll see. Maybe he's sleeping on the clean laundry that I have yet to fold. Hi, Maybe. Are you being so cute? I'm glad you're covering it with cat hair, but... Okay, so then I have to go to the library and return a library book. This is what I read while I was in Tahoe. Kind of fitting. It's called The House Across the Lake. By Riley Sager. Listen to how deceitful this is. Riley Sager. Would you think that's a woman? Would you know it's a man? And I found out after, I don't read books by men. I mean, I'm not like strongly opposed, maybe I am strongly opposed to it, but I just don't typically. I mostly read books by women, and this is a pen name. He has a very masculine sounding name, and this is his pen name, and I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. Anyway, I did like the book. It's a thriller, and I liked it. So now I'm into the library now. Oh my god. Yeah. So I didn't like film for the past like 2 weeks because some people were mean to me in the comments. I had to block some people. I used to not block people. Like, I used to be like, well, you know, this is what the job is, blah, blah, blah. And it is. Like, not everyone's gonna like you, and that's fine. And like, in real life, I really don't care when people like me or not, but it feels hard online, I think, because like, I really put myself out there and I can like talk about really vulnerable things. And then when someone like makes a misjudgment of you, it feels really bad. And so I've just like, for my own mental health, I'm just like, oh, you don't have to be here, and I don't have to allow you to be. But it did like kind of keep me from, because like I did talk about like vulnerable things and things that I'm struggling with, things that a lot of people struggle with, and for some reason, I don't know why, that like set some people off, and that hurt my feelings, if I'm being honest. I really don't feel great right now. I'm feeling like the medication stuff is like definitely kicking in, and the ear is making it worse. I kind of feel a little crazy. Oh, let me show you my stuff. We've got hats. This is a cute, where should I put you? Where should I put you? Okay, this is a cute bucket hat that honestly, like, people, nobody really bought. I think like one other person bought them. It says Perfume Girly. I can't put it on right now because of my hair, but I think it's like really cute in like 90s, but maybe like the Perfume Girly is a little niche, but that's okay. But I liked it. Anyway, these two other hats, covered in cat hair, of course. My fat hat for the fatties only. Can't wear it if you're not. Like, this isn't an ironic, just so you know. Like, you can't be like, for my fat days. It's like, no. It's for your fat lifestyle, okay? And this comes in like a bunch of different colors, like white and pink and blue. Anyway, I got the black. And then the Haggard hat. This, I was really shocked that this was my best seller so far. The Haggard hat, because I thought this was just like funny, and like, I just refer to myself as being haggard a lot. Like, I'll be like, I look haggard today. And so I was like, that's a funny hat, and people also agree. But I know it's hard to see, so it's embroidered. It's hard to see. This background is supposed to be pink, and it came out lighter than I wanted it. So on the ones on the website are pinker. I darkened the thread. So this one is my sample that I didn't love how it turned out. So the ones on the site are like a darker pink background. And then I also have it in pink and red stitching, which I'm like, I ended up making that after I did this one, after I ordered this. And then I was like, damn it, I should have gotten that one because I really liked the pink and red. Love this hat. I wear it all the time. I'll show you some t-shirts. Oh, they're out here. Oh, let me go get them. They were in the laundry because I've been wearing them. My agoraphobic shirt with the Barbie font. I'm obsessed with this. They're all unisex sizing, so like you can get that like oversized fit, which is what I like in t-shirts. My smut shirt says don't talk to me until I've read my smut, for the book talk girlies. This is like, I love this shirt. It's like a pale yellow, and all of the shirts are, the ones I chose are all unisex, and they're these like really thin, really soft fabric, so you can like get that kind of like slouchy, comfy fit. And then this one, which I literally sleep in almost every single night, obsessive and compulsive. They're so soft, so cute. And now I have even more. So the ones that I just posted, I actually like drew, like I did like illustrations and stuff, and then I like photoshopped to like isolate the background and like put them all together in like a design I like. I've like been playing around with watercolors and like fine tip pens and stuff and like making illustrations, and the stuff I just launched I'm so excited about. I like cannot wait to get them in the mail and wear them all the time. I made sweatshirts too, because some people were like, we want sweatshirts, and I forget that like other people in the world are wearing sweatshirts right now, even though I'm still wearing tank tops. So I was like, right, sweatshirt. Like wearing my own design is like so fun. I'm like waiting for someone to like compliment me and be like, where'd you get that shirt? And I can be like, I made it. Yeah, so I need it. So that's what's going on. It's so exciting. I feel like so good right now. I don't know what took me so long. Like I feel like I've been in my flop era for the past 3 years. COVID really flopped me good and hard. And I'm finally getting my groove back. Stella. I also need to go to Joann's, so I need to return here, I'll show you. Do you care? But this is what's exciting, is like normally this was $5 and I would have just been like, whatever, it's a loss, and never returned it. I return it now because I'm responsible. I'm fiscally responsible. Anyway, I wanted these shells, these in the middle. Like how cute are those? And they're like little, because the one I have is like big. So I wanted to kind of play around with that, but anyway, they're too flimsy, so I gotta return them. But I also need to get some muslin cloth or like linen, like canvas essentially. I need canvas, so I need to get like a couple feet of that, maybe like a yard, because since I've been hand building, like you need a place to build on, and like clay will stick to a table, so you need like kind of an absorbent surface. So some people use like plaster, but it's like a mess to make and it's like heavy. And some people use drywall, which I went out and got some drywall because it's like cheap. It was like $5 for like a square of drywall. But the thing is when my clay is like too wet, it's kind of like peeling like the little like paper on it. Oh, and people also use canvas, but the canvas like moves around. So like as I'm like wedging, like I was just getting so irritated. So I need to get some canvas that I was gonna stretch over the drywall and like staple it, because I like working off of the drywall, but I don't want the like having to pick out the little paper bits from my clay. Is really annoying. So I'm gonna get that. Yeah, I wish I had like other ceramics to show you, but they're all being fired. On top of that, I'm making all the vases for the wedding, which granted is in 7 months, but still I need to make like 40 or 50 vases, and I have 9. So I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm like, I struggle with time management. Like for instance, the other day I worked in the garage on ceramics from like 11 to 6 p.m. and I didn't eat anything. Didn't eat anything. And so I'm like, that's not good, obviously. But like, that's just like how my brain works. I get like so locked in that I just can't. And I'll be like, okay, just let me just do one more thing, and then I'll go eat lunch. And then it's like, oh, now I have to do one more thing. And so I'm like, okay, I need to figure out balance, because then I still need to be like making content. And I still need to be feeding myself, and I still need to be like doing chores or whatever. And I still want to garden, and like, you know what I mean? It's like there's all these other things in my life that I need / want to be doing. But when I get so hyper focused on something, I feel like I can't focus on anything else besides that. So I think I need to create like a schedule for myself. Is like, these are the days I do this, and this is the time I do them, you know, something like a structure. I think I would thrive on a compound. Like I literally daydream about that all the time. Like my dream is to like live on a compound with all my friends. Not in like a weird hippie way, like in a way that we just like hang out and we like do things together. And sometimes you do things separately, like we all live like kind of like sister wives, but again, not in like a weird way. You know, we all just like help each other raise our kids. We tend to the garden, we take care of the animals. we just hang out, but we're not like secluded. We're like still like we're like in LA or somewhere else cool. That's my dream. I don't think it'll ever come true, but just know that that's what it is. Like, I was watching this movie with Ted last night, ironically, about somebody being deaf, and then I woke up with my ear thing going on, and I'm like, okay, I manifested it. It was called The Sound of Metal, I think. But anyway, he like goes deaf, and he's also an addict, and so he like goes to this rehab for deaf people. And I was like, I like turned to Ted at one point, just like watching him like go through the motions of like being in this rehab, and I was like, I think I would thrive there. Like, truly. I'm like, you like wake up early, you like get stuff done, you like go to group therapy, you like get some writing and reading done. Like, I'm like, I think this is like the place for me. Like, maybe I should go to rehab for nothing. Like, I'm not addicted to anything. So I was just like, that's compound. Living on a compound is the alternative. I just think that's what's missing in society, is community. Anyway, I could talk about that for a long time, but I won't, because I gotta go run these errands, but I'm stalling. Can you tell? I just finished watching The Summer I Turned Pretty. Don't know why I put it off so long. I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. Watched both seasons in a week. It's like exactly the kind of books I like to read. Like, I'm like, this is bad. Like, this is bad. I can like acknowledge the writing is bad, the acting is bad, it's bad, and I'm eating it up. The setting is just right. We're at the beach. It's coastal, it's cozy. And there's a love story, and there's a will they, won't they. I eat it up. And when I finished it last night, I was like depressed. Like, I was like, I'm so sad. But also the soundtrack rocks. I've been listening to the soundtrack. Specifically, they played this. I'm not what you would call a Swiftie, okay? Like, I'm not like, I gotta go to Eras, you know? But I like Taylor Swift as much as the next guy, you know what I mean? But I'm not like, oh, her album Folklore. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know the albums. I don't know all the tracks. Like, I just like a lot of the songs. So don't freak out when I tell you I had never heard this song before. But This Love, Taylor's version specifically, I heard it in the show and I was like, it was like, you know, when something just goes off in your brain, you're like, I'm obsessed with this song, and it will be my obsession for the next 6 months. Like, that's what happened. And when I tell you I've been listening to it on loop, and then just in the garage doing pottery, you know, I have that on literal repeat. Like, I'm not even joking, it's on repeat, just playing over and over. 6 hours. I'm like, oh, same song, and I'm not tired of it. Okay, so I guess I gotta go run my errands. I'm not gonna take you with me because I don't have a thing in the car, like a mount, and because I gotta listen to Taylor Swift 500 times, and that's gonna get me copyright stricken. So I'll see you guys when I get back. Okay, I'm back for my errands. Canvas secured. So here's the piece of drywall that I was talking about, and you see like the paper's peeling from being wet, and it's getting in my pottery. So my vision is to take this canvas. So I've been using, I can just use this canvas, and I've been using this like tablecloth, but it just moves around and drives me crazy. So I got a yard, and I'm hoping, yeah, I think that's gonna be plenty. Okay, so I got my staple gun. This is taking me back to community college. I took painting classes, and we would stretch our own canvases, and that's what it's reminding me of. Okay, so let's flip this over. I hope this will be, I guess I didn't even think about if the staple would go. Oh yeah, okay, great. Perfect. I guess you guys can't really see, huh? All right, let's get you down here. Okay, I'm trying to remember Okay, this is what we did. Yeah. We're in business. Can you guys hear me? It's so loud outside. Perfect. So I don't have to worry about that anymore, but it won't wrinkle up. Because it also, like, I mean, this will smooth out, but like when the canvas would wrinkle, it would like wrinkle the piece underneath. It was so annoying. Yeah. Here's one of the vases I made for the wedding. A cutie. A cutie. Anyway, and then here's some of the cake prototypes. This one doesn't fit right. This one's round, which I'm like, I don't know. What do you guys think of the round cakes? Could be an option, but I just think the heart cakes are really cute. And then, yeah, this is like packing materials that I use to transport the stuff. All my tools. So here's the shell that I've been using. And it's like a really cool shell, but you can see it's like so much sturdier. So I can really like press the clay into it. The other ones were too flimsy. Anywho, that's the sitch. It's really hot out here right now and I gotta go in. I'm not feeling well. The medicine is catching up with me. I was like standing in line at Joann's and I just started like getting like a hot flash. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. But I did. I did it. But now I think I need to lay down for a while and read. I don't feel like terrible. Oh, you know what I'll do? This will make me feel better. I'm gonna eat my passion fruit and I'll do it with you guys. Let's just cut it right open, shall we? Oh, they're so good. So ripe. All right. I literally could eat 500 of these. They look so nasty. Like dinosaur eggs. I only have like 2 other fruits on the vine. And they're not gonna bloom until spring again. What do I do? Yeah, that hit the spot. Now I'm really thirsty. And I'm out of water. Just perfect. Gotta do my true lemon. You know I can't live without. It's so good. You just gotta do all of this. Get it all mixed. Oh. Yeah, I gotta sit down. I'm not feeling terrible. Like it's not, it's like totally manageable, but it's just like off. And I keep like moving around and it's not making me feel good. So I'm gonna get my book. This is my other library book. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, this is the one I have not started yet. Hi, maybe. Hi, didn't see you there. Cutie. Cutie booty. Hi, sweetie. This is the library book I haven't started yet. One Italian Summer. Because, you know, I'm learning Italian. So I thought one in Rome. I don't think it's a romance. I don't think it's a romance, but I think it sounds good. It doesn't smell good. Anyway. I'm gonna lay down and read for a bit. I'll catch up later. Okay, so it's the next day. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so after you saw me last, I took a nap and then I also went to bed early. But I'm feeling a lot better today. Like the withdrawal symptoms have pretty much all dissipated, but my ear is still bothering me. So I did take a Zyrtec, and hopefully that'll help. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, I thought I would make a mug, so I need to work on some pottery today. So I thought I'd make one with you guys and kind of show you my process. So I'm gonna try out my new board. Let's do like that much. Pretty big slab. Okay. All right, now I gotta knead it. Okay, I'm just gonna shake you a little bit. Sorry. You guys are just going for a little ride. No big deal. All right. Well, you can't win them all. Oh! Oh my God. All right, I'm gonna put you somewhere else. Okay. This should be better. Alright, so now I just gotta roll it out so I can cut out what I need. Take this, which is where I keep like my slip, and I just make a little indent because it's like the perfect size for the bottom of the mug. And then I cut that out. I set that over there. Then I take this, which is just a little cardboard stencil that I use for the rest. And I'm going to see if I can make my handle right now. I usually do it out of like a big thing of, I think this might work. Maybe not. Well, anyway, yeah, I have this handle maker and you can just cut it through like a big thing of, maybe not. I'll just do it through this. Okay, so I'm gonna roll this up because we're done with this. Anyway, here's where I'm gonna make the handle. In this flat part. Right here. I'm gonna just carve it right through. You'll see a beautiful handle comes out. Okay, I'm just gonna set that aside, kind of curved, so it kind of dries a little bit like that. I'm gonna take my thinner boards here. I'm gonna roll this out even thinner because I like a bit of a thicker bottom, but not sides. So I'm gonna roll this out and cut it out again. And now we have our piece for the mug. So I'm going to take the bottom, I'm going to smooth it with this rib tool just to get out the like little fingerprints or the little indents from the board here. It's easier to do my stamp now while it's like this, so I take my stamp, which has my initials on it, and I stamp it, and that's how I get the bottom. So now this is the bottom, and I take this guy carefully. Oh wait, first I gotta smooth out this. So it's a lot harder to smooth it when it's all assembled. Great, so we're gonna go back to wrapping it around, making sure it's completely flat. Another thing you can do is wait for this to like dry a bit and then score it on with slip. However, I like to do it when it's wet because I'm impatient. Because when it's wet, you don't need slip. You can just smush the clay together, kind of like this. And then this is a bit uneven on the top, so I'm just going to cut that off there. And then now I'm just going to smooth it on, connect it, those two ends together. You got to do it on the inside too. And it's hard to get your hand on there, so I take a tool. Okay, I need to take this off, and I need to spray myself with bug spray because they're relentless. So then, where is it? Okay, I take this tool, and I just, Jesus, smooth it down where I can't reach. And then I go around the bottom edges too. Make sure that's all blended. It's tedious work, but it's really fun, especially when you've got like music going or a podcast. And at this point I usually will put it on this, just so that I can easily spin it around. I just keep smoothing. I smooth as best I can, and then as it dries a little bit more, it's easier to like smooth it without smearing and denting it. So I just get it close to where I want it, and then towards the end I do more. Alright, so then I flip it over, because now obviously the bottom is like not attached very well. So I just press it all in, and then I take this little tool and I just kind of smoosh that seam so it's all blended. And then I smooth it with this more. Now see, the bottom's a lot smoother. So when I just start like just getting the shape right. What I like about hand building versus the wheel is how they're like kind of always misshapen a little bit. Like you can always see just like variations, and you can see a little bit of like fingerprints and some like wobbliness, and I really like that because it just feels handmade, because it is obviously, but it just has like a special uniqueness to it. So I don't worry about getting it too perfect, because that's what I like about it, but try and get it like looking nice, you know? But something else that's really important is the top, because that's where your mouth goes, and it needs to be really smooth, because otherwise it feels bad when you drink out of it. But it's a lot harder to do while it's so wet. I usually just do it very lightly, and then when it's more dry I go over it like with a sponge to smooth it and make it like nice and rounded. But here's the base of the mug. We're loving it. I also smooth out the bottom when it's more dry too with a sponge. And we can start working on the handle. So remember that little handle I pulled, I just like smooth very lightly, because once this is on it's going to be really fragile, so I try and do what I can while it's not attached. Okay, and then what I've been doing is this kind of handle. Can you see that? I attach it like this. But then I blend in these. I'm just going to make sure this is straight. gonna start pressing it in. Again, you can do this when it's more dry, and then you slip to attach it if you want to like keep that shape, but I like blending it in. See what I mean? Okay, you just gotta do it carefully. And that's a handle. Just gonna try and reshape it carefully. There's a mug. Alright, so now for the really, really fun part is this is going to be one of the shell mugs. So then I take some clay, and here's the mold. I kind of like flatten it as best I can, and then I press it in. Really good, but not too much that I'm like distorting the shape. And I want the clay to be flat on the back. Like you don't want like a mound of clay, because we're going to attach it to the mug. So you want it to be flat. So just make sure every crevice is filled. Okay, ready? And then I just kind of like carefully give it like some little wiggles. Okay, here it comes. There's the little shell, and then I just kind of with the knife cut out the shape a little bit more. Now we've got the shell. And so this I'm gonna slip. I'm gonna attach this with slip because I can't blend this out without messing up the shell. So I kind of find where I want it. I make a little mark so I know where to score. And then I score it. Which this is kind of like how to glue things on to pottery, because you make a bunch of like scratches on both sides, so on the piece and on the shell. And then when you put slip, which is just like wet clay, it kind of acts as a glue, and when it dries, it like dries together. So then I take some slip and I put it on the shell. Sorry about that, my camera cut out, but I attached the shell onto the mug, and then I just went around it with some more slip. And that's a freaking mug. And again, I just keep working like with smoothing it out. And this mug is pretty much done. Now I just let it sit and dry, and then it'll get fired for the first time, and then I'll glaze it, and then it'll be fired again, and then it'll be finished. And that's how I hand build the shell mugs, which will hopefully be available on my website soon, depending on how fast I can make them. Alright, so I'm going to end it here because it's already been kind of a long vlog, but I hope you guys had a good time. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, make sure you check out my website if you guys want to see the apparel I made, and I hope you like it. I'll see you in my next video.